Good morning and welcome to the Northland News. I'm Alex Akmus. The Northland News is a weekly news program produced and directed by the broadcasting students at Park University. If you have a news tip, you can always email us at steve.youngblood@park.edu. Last week, Park University hosted Tony Heesh, who talked to students about how they could become successful business people. Reginald Mack was there as well.
Ready to write, students in the McCoy Meeting House were ready to learn from Tony Sheen, owner of Zappo.com.
And it's staffed 24/7. And it's funny because I'll take that marketing along. But what we actually found was that the real value comes out, and then the tickers walk around with higher ticking density, and that's much more efficient. But for us, we want to get the orders out to the customers as quickly as possible.
Students listened to Tony's tips on how to make a successful business. Tony shared some of his visions he has done to make Zappo what it is now.
That officer with $2,000 for a call center
Slides and handy tips from Mr. Shine, the students were ready to share their reaction with Executive Board member Susan Castro Guange.
They keep the atmosphere so positive. No, I mean, who wouldn't want to get up and go to work every day when you know that you're going to have creative freedom. You're going to have you can do your job the way you think you should with the management support. Without having to have everything approved like the flowers.
Not only did the students enjoy it, but here's what Susan had to say about this event.
To implement an online business and how to retain customer service, employees. The leadership aspect was how he directed his employees to a culture method versus just an employee. They focused a lot on how the employee felt about their job as far as customer service is concerned, and their vision was indicated by not the money but the dream. They also mentioned that they liked the culture and how the attitude was of their employees. If their attitude was negative, they didn't want them there. They would fire them. They would even offered a $2,000 bonus if they quit.
Whoa.
And then they decided that they wanted to up the ante. If they didn't feel comfortable in their job, they would go ahead. If they felt like they wanted to quit, they would raise the bar. But a lot of people are retained, and they feel comfortable. They allow them to decorate their cubbies, the cubicles, their workspace, and they don't have to ask permission to do so. So they have free will to do that, autonomy. And they enjoy having that person, that employee, feel comfortable and secure and confident in their position. So it didn't matter whether they were the CEO or in the mailroom. The attitude had to be a positive.
Next year, Park University plans to change class schedules. The change will eliminate the Wednesday afternoon meeting time. This time will be moved to Fridays. This will create a 3-day weekend. The university has found that Friday afternoon classes are not well attended. These schedule changes will also free up space on campus. Tune in next week for the complete story on the new schedules. Park University and Truman Medical Centers announced an agreement this week that will establish a satellite campus for Park's nursing program. Talks have been going between the two sites for nearly a year, and arrangements were finalized Tuesday. The partnership will increase the nursing program at Park by 25. This will bring the total to 65 students. Chocolates? Teddy bears? Who needs them? Many Park students celebrated Valentine's Day in unconventional ways. Stacks of gifts? Maybe next year.
I went to a Valentine's Day dance. Didn't have a date, I just went single. I had a good time. I really did.
Valentine's Day, I worked from 4 to 11. I worked my tail off.
Just partying it up a little bit, and that was about it.
I sat in my room and watched Chick-fil-A.
In sports, the Pirates baseball team opened the season with a tough 6-game Texas road trip this past weekend. They came away on top, winning all 6 games. Leading the way was senior shortstop Nick Karatu, who hit .619 with 10 RBI. The Pirates are off for a week until they make a Kansas road trip visiting Sterling and Baker February 27th and 28th. Senior Megan Cummings scored her 1,000th career point for the women's basketball team last week. Jeff Hall was there as she was honored before the game last night.
Prior to the women's final home game against Missouri Western, senior Megan Cummings was honored with a commemorative game ball for scoring 1,000 career points.
I think I've had a good run here at Park, and I guess that's just one way to bring home and say how good I think I've worked hard in my 4 years here.
Let's hear it, Pirate fans, for Megan Cummings' phenomenal feat of breaking 1,000.
Cummings, who scored her 1,000th career point on February 10th versus Avila, was also playing in her final home game in a Pirate uniform.
She's a warrior. She go to bat for you. She don't take days off. She's just a hard worker. And also proud about Megan that she's gonna graduate on time in 4 years, which most kids don't do that. But I'm saying she came in, did what she needed to do on the court and off the court.
Cummings now has some memorabilia to remember her last 22 years in the game.
And as a mentor, I think that would probably remind me of all the hard work that I've gotten to this point, and putting a lot of time into playing the sport.
The Pirates fell 60-47, while Cummings now sits at 1,039 career points. She will not be forgotten at year's end.
And I'm gonna miss Megan because over 4 years, I remember getting her from high school and just watching her grow over 4 years. It's really been a pleasure to have her on the team.
For the Northland News, I'm Jeff Hall.
Well, that does it for this edition of the Northland News. Tune in next week for all the latest Park University updates. Thanks for watching.